Hey, welcome back. Before we start today's lesson, let's take 30 seconds to recap what we learned last time. Last class we covered three key things. First, the long-term average inflation rate is about 2%, which means your money is quietly losing value every single year. Second, bank fixed deposits only earn about 1.6%. After subtracting inflation, your real return is actually negative 0.4%. Third, if you put 100K in the bank and do nothing, in 20 years its purchasing power drops to only 67K. That's 33K gone. So the conclusion is clear. Leaving your money untouched is the same as losing money. So how do we actually get started? The answer is simple. First, figure out where all your money actually goes. Welcome to Lesson 2. Where did all your money go? Today we're going to talk about three words: income, expenses, and savings. Let me ask you a really common question. Your paycheck of $3,000 comes in at the start of the month. By month end, you check your account and there's only $300 left. Where did that $2,700 disappear to? You can't really say, right? Don't worry. Almost everyone is in the same boat. In this lesson, I'll walk you through it step by step. By the end, you'll see that managing money isn't as hard as you think. Okay, let's start with the most basic concept. Picture your finances as three buckets. The first one is your income bucket. It's where money flows in from the outside. Your salary, bonuses, side gigs. Everything you earn goes here. The second is your expense bucket. That's where money flows out. Rent, food, entertainment, clothes, subscriptions. Everything you spend goes here. The third is your savings bucket. That's what's left after you subtract expenses from income. The water level in this bucket is your actual wealth. So the formula is simple. Income minus expenses equals savings. You might think, the more you earn, the more you save, right? Not necessarily. Here's an example. Alice earns $5,000 a month and spends $4,500. She saves $500. Bob earns $3,000 and spends $2,000. He saves $1,000. See that? Bob earns less but saves twice as much as Alice. The key isn't how much you earn. It's how much you keep. So the first step of financial planning isn't working overtime to earn more. It's keeping your savings bucket's water level rising steadily every month. Okay, here's a really shocking fact. A lot of people say, I don't spend recklessly, so why am I still broke at the end of the month? The problem is rarely the big purchases. It's the small ones. Let's do the math. An average office worker's daily spending looks something like this. Breakfast, $3. Coffee, $5. Lunch, $5. Afternoon bubble tea, $2. Dinner, $6. Late night snack once in a while, $4. That adds up to $25 a day. Doesn't sound like much, right? But multiply by 30 days. That's $750 a month. And in a year? $9,000. How does that feel? With that money, you could buy 6 top-spec iPhones. You could take 8 international trips. If you invested it in an ETF earning 7% a year, in 10 years it would snowball into more than $130,000. This phenomenon has a famous name in the finance world. It's called the Latte Factor. The idea is that one latte a day over 10 years adds up to the price of a car. What actually makes you broke at month's end isn't the big expenses. It's the small ones you never noticed. So how should you actually split your money? Let me teach you a world-renowned method. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. This was proposed by U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren and written into one of the best-selling personal finance books in the world. Millions of people use it. It's really simple. Split your after-tax income into 3 parts. The first part, 50%, goes to needs. These are expenses you can't live without. Rent, utilities, food, transportation, basic insurance. The second part, 30%, goes to wants. These are expenses that make life enjoyable but you could live without them. Travel, streaming subscriptions, dining out, shopping, hobbies. The third part, 20%, goes to savings and investments. This is your future freedom. Emergency fund, ETFs, retirement accounts, all go here. Here's an example. If you earn $4,000 a month, $2,000 covers your basic needs. $1,200 can go to your wants. And the remaining $800 must go to savings or investments. Remember, these ratios aren't a strict rule. They're a reference benchmark. You can adjust based on your own situation. But one thing is not up for compromise. That 20% can't shrink. Without it, you'll always be running in place. So what's the real situation for the average office worker? Let's look at the actual numbers. According to national statistics, an average office worker earning $4,000 a month has expenses that look like this. Housing, including rent or mortgage and utilities, about $1,200. Food, including meals and eating out, about $900. Transportation, including fuel and public transit, about $450. Phone, internet, streaming, and social meals, about $350. Insurance and other fixed costs, about $300. Other miscellaneous and unexpected expenses, about $400. Add it all up, that's $3,600. Leaving only $400 to save. That works out to a savings rate of just 10%. But the ideal 50-30-20 rule tells us the healthy target is at least 20%. In other words, most people's savings rate is only half of the ideal. That's exactly why so many people work 10 or 20 years and still don't have much in the bank. But don't worry. Next, I'll teach you how to close that gap. Okay, next I want to warn you about 3 traps modern people fall into most often. Trap 1. Zero interest installment plans. Have you seen ads like this? An iPhone for only $50 a month, 24 months, zero interest. Sounds like a great deal, right? But studies show installment payments make people unknowingly buy more expensive things. If you had to pay $1,200 upfront, you'd hesitate. But split into $50 a month, your brain thinks it's fine, and you just swipe the card. This isn't a rational choice. It's a psychological trap. Trap 2. Subscription stacking. Netflix, $15. Spotify, $11. Disney Plus, $8. YouTube Premium, $6. iCloud, $3. A fitness app, $5. That's over $48 a month. Almost $600 a year. But ask yourself honestly. Are you actually using every single one? Or are you just afraid to cancel in case you miss something? Trap 3. Social media impulse shopping. Instagram stories, TikTok recommendations, influencer reviews. These platforms are experts at one thing: making you want to buy something when you never planned to. 2 or 3 small purchases a month, and there goes another $100. Installments, subscriptions, impulses. These are the 3 invisible thieves stealing your paycheck in the 21st century. Remember their names. Starting this week, go check your bills. Finally, let me teach you a super simple but super effective method. It's called the account split method. The real reason most people can't save is their approach is spend first, save what's left. The problem is, at month's end, most people have nothing left. The truly effective approach is the opposite. Save first, spend what's left. How do you do it? Really simple. Just split your paycheck into 3 different bank accounts. Account 1. Your savings account. Holds 20% of your money. This account is deposit only. It's for investing and building wealth. Choose a different bank than the one you normally use. Better yet, don't even carry the debit card. Make it hard to touch. Account 2. Your living account. Holds 50%. This covers rent, utilities, transportation, groceries, all the fixed essentials. Account 3. Your flex account. Holds 30%. This is for entertainment, nice meals, and things you want. When it's gone, it's gone. You don't touch the other 2. The most important step. On payday, set up automatic transfers. The moment your paycheck arrives, the system auto-splits it into 3 accounts. You do nothing. Saving becomes automatic. Remember this line. Save before you spend. Burn those 5 words into your brain and you've already beaten 80% of office workers. Okay, that's it for lesson 2. Today you learned the 3 buckets, the Latte Factor, the 50-30-20 rule, and the account split method. Before we wrap up, I want you to do 3 small exercises you can finish this week. First, open your budgeting app or just use your phone's notes. For the next 7 days, write down every single expense. From a $1 breakfast to a $100 pair of shoes, everything gets recorded. Second, after 7 days, categorize each expense. Which were needs, which were wants, which were savings or investments. Third, calculate your actual ratio and compare it to 50, 30, 20. See where your biggest problem lies. Do these 3 things, and you'll gain a level of clarity about your finances you've never had before. This is the first brick in any financial plan. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the emergency fund. Why do financial experts all say you should save 6 months of living expenses before investing? If you suddenly lose your job or get sick, will your finances collapse? This simple-sounding concept is the key step that 90% of beginners skip. If today's content helped you, don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell. See you in the next class.